Hi, I'm Fran Chismar. I am the Sultan of Sales at Pinelands Nursery. It's autumn here in New Jersey, which means it's persimmon season. And I just happen to be standing in front of one. This is our common persimmon, which is Diospyros virginiana. And persimmon is also commonly referred to as fruit of the gods. And that's because Diospyros in Greek translates to fruit of the gods, specifically Zeus. Um, you may be familiar with persimmon already. In the supermarkets, you tend to see the Asian persimmon, which are much larger. Just to give you some perspective, Asian persimmon are larger and are more yellowish orange. And these start off yellowish orange and then ripen to a red color. So persimmon, we're pretty much at its northernmost native range. It's New Jersey, maybe the southern tip of New York, and it grows south to Florida, west to Texas. So there's a nice southern range for this. It does get 40 to 60 feet tall. It does like it a little on the drier side. It likes part shade. You will need 2 trees if you want to produce fruit. It starts off in April through June with a small yellow bell-shaped flower. It's kind of hidden by the leaves, so it's not as showy, but it does yield this fruit, which ripens in the fall. You really need, for a ripe one, let me see if I can find one that I would consider, this is a good example here. So a ripe one, you really want to look for something that's almost overripe, almost something you wouldn't think you want to eat. You want it to be soft, you want it to be red, you want it to be wrinkled. And the reason why this is important is because the fruit is astringent. So if you eat it before it's ripe, you're going to get that puckered face. Your mouth is going to feel a little dry. It's going to feel like it's fuzzy. And you don't want that to be your first experience with persimmon. So you really want to look for this. The problem is, to get this, you're going to be fighting off all the wildlife and all the benefits this tree has to wildlife. Songbirds love it. A multitude of birds, woodpeckers, mockingbirds, catbirds, all love this fruit. If you wait for it to hit the ground, you're going to be fighting off raccoons, opossums, skunks. White-tailed deer love the fruit and they love the leaves. If you have deer on your property, this is going to be a favorite. So many valuable things. There's even been so many uses. They've made golf clubs out of the wood of persimmon. There's so many great uses for this tree. One of the interesting facts about this tree, it's almost mythical. It's rumored to be able to predict what your winter will be. So I think I have a seed. Let's see here. This is a persimmon seed. This is what it looks like. Now these seeds were actually used as buttons during the American Civil War. So again, a lot of great uses for this. The Native American Indians actually used it for, I believe, stomach aches as a remedy. But the seed, if you were to cut this in half, the kernel is going to resemble one of 3 things. So it may resemble a fork, which is going to predict a mild winter. It might resemble a knife, which is going to predict a very rigid winter. Or it may resemble a spoon, which kind of looks like a snow shovel, which is going to predict a lot of snow. So we did cut this one in half, and your winter prediction for this year is get those snow shovels ready. Looks like it's going to be a lot of snow this year. Let's see if the Farmer's Almanac is right with this. So I thought I would end this one since we did find a ripe one. Let's see if I take a bite and I end up with that puckered face, or am I going to get lucky here? Let's see. Well, I nailed it. The taste kind of resembles a date, and there's so many fantastic uses for this fruit. You can make pudding. It makes a wonderful bread. It makes a pretty good liqueur if you're into that. A lot of great flavor and taste from this. So make sure you try to locate one of these trees and add it to your property. And until then, keep it native.